What's going on, ballers? And today we're back with a week 7. Is it week 7 or week 8? I think this is week 8.
I didn't even
So I
look.
was just looking at schedules for 7 and 8.
It's week 8.
Yeah. So when I come down there, we got to do our pick'ems and see who's in the lead. Uh, used to be the season midway mark. Now it's kind of next week, but we're sticking with week 8. So we're gonna do a week 8 preview. Just run through the teams and we'll give you our picks. I'm going to talk about the bet a little bit. So I'll talk about spread, over, under, that kind of stuff, money line. See what I can get for you, geese. I didn't say gays, by the way. I didn't say that. Well, if the gays want to watch this and take in some previews, they can. I got it for the gays and the guys. Okay. All right, we'll hop right into it. I'm joined by Sports Beast if you haven't noticed already, but
Yeah.
all right. First up on the board, we got Baltimore and Tampa. This is a Thursday night game. Ravens at Tampa. My bad. Looking at the injury report, I mean, everyone looks like they're questionable for Ravens, so I'm taking this with a grain of salt. The only one that's for sure out is Calais Campbell. I know Marcus Peters played late into the game last week against the Browns, and he didn't seem injured, so I'm going to say he's playing. The other people I can't say for sure. Gus Edwards looked like he was good during the game. But anything you got to say on this game before I get into the bets?
This one's going to be a tough one to pick. Just injuries aside, you have Tom Brady, who hasn't been playing well, completely underperforming this year, and then Baltimore, who's given up all kinds of leads. So this is going to be a tough pick.
Yeah, I mean, even Vegas thinks so. They're favoring Tampa right now, 1 point. So they got Baltimore +1, Tampa -1. Over and under sits at 45.5. And I would take Ravens +1. I mean, Tampa looks like they're kind of lightweight imploding, like Tom Brady's life. I'm taking Baltimore +1. They're hot. They just got to win against the Browns. That's not saying too much, but I mean, it was a good win for them. They always seem to block a field goal against us. So I would take them +1. Over and under, I would stay away from. You don't know how this game's going to go defensively, so that's my one bet for this game. Ravens +1.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Like I said, it's going to be a tough pick, but this also feels like Tom Brady's kind of getting tired of losing already, and I don't know. This could be his kind of get it back on track game, or at least start to.
I don't
So
know.
I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. I think I like Baltimore in this one though.
I think he's had life so good lately. It's just this is going to be the bad streak, the bad year. You can't be
Like,
that good for that damn long. Even Jordan, as legendary, as great as everyone as he is, Jordan had years where he didn't even make the playoffs. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
late in his career too.
like he's got
New
too
team for
much.
Jordan as well. Jordan and Tom, same.
Like Tom Brady's got too much going on. I always say it's hard to win when you got a lot going on,
Yeah.
and him personally, he's got a ton going on. So
Yep. Next up, we got Denver Broncos at Jacksonville Jaguars. Weather's they don't even have the weather here.
they don't have weather, guys.
In Jacksonville, is it a dome? Is that why? It doesn't matter.
Oh, it's in London. Oh, it's the early game. I forgot.
Oh shit, that's right. I was like, what do you mean? You ain't got the weather where you are?
Yeah, they're playing in the bubble, guys.
They must be. But yeah, they're
So
London. I forgot all about it. I didn't even look at the time. 9:30, London, early game. This is the imprisonment week for fucking NFL. I say they just hold you captive all damn day. from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. Broncos, Russ. Ooh, Russ is looking bad. He's on the injury report, questionable.
Look, this team looks bad with or without Russ.
That's what I
So
was just about to say. Yeah, good call there. I forget who I picked in the pick'ems, to be honest, but this is one of the games I was split on. And
I'm not.
I gotta go Jacksonville. They're at home.
No, they're not.
Well, no one has the home game. That's true. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. There's no advantage. I wonder if how what the altitude is there.
No, the advantage is being the better team. It's Jacksonville. That's weird. That's a weird sentence to say.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. It's just I think Russ, did you hear Russ was doing exercises on the team plane?
He's got to do something.
He's ready. He's ready. He's
Yeah.
on the injury report. He's in there. God, I want to pick Denver so bad, but I feel like I'm gonna regret it because Russ is
Look,
gonna let me down.
I'll tell you
In
why.
danger
First
with
of
it.
all, Russell Wilson is garbage this year. Second, he may or may not even be playing, but honestly, I don't think that matters. Two, three, I don't know what letter I'm on. Their running game kind of sucks. Every time Melvin Gordon touches a ball, it's a fumble.
Yeah,
Their
that's
receivers, they're okay ish. They just don't have that crazy over the top receiver. Jacksonville is kind of got their stuff together. I mean, they're only what is that? Two and one, two,
five.
four, five, 2-5. Yeah, they look terrible on stats, but look, Trevor Lawrence is playing a little better this year. Let's
That's true. Jacksonville has a little spark. They've had a little spark in the season where you thought they were going to be really good. Denver, we haven't had that all year except for the preseason before Russ even played. And Travis Etienne Jr., he's coming on big time. He had a big breakout game last week. I like that. James Robinson got traded. It's purely him. The team knows it. I'm taking Jacksonville as well.
yeah.
Vegas has Denver +2. So that means they like Jacksonville by 2. I always say that weird because I don't know how to say it properly. So Jacksonville -2. Over and under sits at 39.5. Seeing like this one's hard for me. What I would bet is the under. That's less than 20 points per team.
What'd you say the over under was?
39.5. So it has to be less than 20 points per team.
Oh yeah, I don't think this is going to be a high scoring game. I do think it'll be won by a field goal, but I don't think it'll be high scoring. Ooh, I like. I'm not a huge betting dude. Like I don't understand bets half the time, but I
The
like
under's
that one.
the under's been hitting a lot this year too. It's like it's a big trend lately. Like, oh, why is the under? Why are so many NFL teams not scoring as much?
So to bet, you would have to say, obviously, I would take the under, and the spread is what plus.
It's not an and. You don't have to take the spread. Like for this game, I'm staying away from the spread because I honestly don't know who's going to win.
But
So
it's +2 to who?
to Denver. So plus means they're favoring, not favoring, they're pretty much
Oh, they're
handicapping Denver.
yeah.
Denver, that's pretty much the handicap in bowling terms. So they think Jags are the better team.
I would agree with that. I don't think that spread's going to be right,
But
but
you don't have to bet the spread. Like this game, I'm staying away and I'm just going for the under.
oh, you have to. If you bet the spread, they have to win by 2 or whatever.
Or like if I bet
Or is
Denver
it-
+2, they have to lose by 2 or win.
But what if you're taking Jacksonville?
That's called covering the spread. You're taking
Yes.
Jacksonville to win by 2 or more.
Ooh, I like that because that's what I thought it was. Exactly what I just said. I do think it's going to be won by a field goal. I do think Jacksonville's going to win, and I do like the under.
Oh, Big bet for you. Or you can just go money line straight up, like who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. Your odds, depending on how much money you gamble, are just gonna increase or go down, depending on who you take, obviously.
I like that bet. I'm gonna have to keep that in the back of my head. I'm also taking Jacksonville.
A lot of the times with the spread and the over and under, it's gonna be pretty standard site-based odds. But let's go into the next one. Let's go Panthers at Falcons. This game is very interesting, interdivision. So they always play hard against each other. Panthers, PJ Walker, I think he looks better than when they had Baker Mayfield in there. And then they traded Christian McCaffrey. So shit. I think they're just turning a new leaf, maybe. But Atlanta, despite last week, they've been a machine. They've been a spread covering machine. So, Cordell Patterson still not back from IR for the Falcons. Won't be till week 9. Even then, if he plays, who knows? This game's hard for me. I'm taking Atlanta. I'm pretty sure Baker's playing though. Not that if it matters to you or not, but I mean,
No,
bad quarterback play from whoever is bad quarterback play.
no, I do. This might be one we could bet or next week bet on too. I do like Carolina.
Ooh.
They get rid of key players. Obviously, CMC, Chuba Hubbard got something to prove. Step it up this year. Obviously, he's done pretty good in the past. I just picked him up in fantasy. I think he's going to do well, and I think this Panthers team, even though it looks like they're tanking, getting rid of everybody, they're going to win a couple games. I think this is going to be one of them.
They're not tanking. I just think they're maybe clearing some cap space for other people they want to sign. Maybe they think they're too one-dimensional when CMC's out there. Kind of like how Browns, they had OBJ and they just tried to force it to him too much to a detriment.
Yeah.
I don't know how they feel personally. I didn't they fire their coach? Yeah, they fired their coach already. So I mean, like, it's not in a good space already. So
Yeah, that's the only reason I said it looks like from an outsider's perspective, it looks like they're like, hey, season's already over. Screw it. We might as well get some draft.
right. No, but I don't think tanking exists anymore. Not in the NFL because everyone just wants to win games. Everyone. There's too many. There's 22 people out there on the field telling you otherwise. You know what I mean? Like, if one guy wants to tank, the other 10 aren't going to let him.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Players just want to win. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, coaches, any coach that fills in is going to want a good resume. You think you're going to want to go out there and be like, lose?
Yeah. Hey, well, why don't you step in because we just fired your last guy
Right.
and you're going to lose this season?
As soon as we fired him, I'm 1-0 right now as filling in. Let's go out there and get a better pick for whoever's stepping in for me.
Yeah.
So you Panthers though.
Yeah, I do think Panthers on this one.
Okay, I like Atlanta. This is a potential throwdown bet. So
Yep.
let's get into what Vegas thinks. I just had them. There we go. They're with me. They think Atlanta. They got Atlanta -4. I mean, I wouldn't bet this at all because I'm not 100% sure Atlanta's going to win. So, especially not by more than a field goal possession.
Yeah.
And then the over and under sits at 41 right now. And then I know either team can throw up a dud, but I would bet the over on this game. I mean, Carolina's got a good defense. That's about the only thing they have going for them right now. Atlanta's looking like they're on a wavy ship. It's very hard to even bet on this game at all for me personally.
No, I agree. I just have a feeling Carolina on this one.
Yeah, I'm personally just staying away from this game entirely.
Yeah, I wouldn't put any money on it.
But if I had anything, I'd go the over at 41, just over. If Atlanta goes off, Carolina's going to have to keep up. And then if Carolina wins, it's going to be a low scoring game because then that means Falcons aren't doing shit. So next up on the board, we got Bears at the Dallas Cowboys. Dak is back. Dak is back. I mean, is that not a t-shirt? Because it really should be.
It probably is.
Um,
They probably made it last year when he got his
Zeke's already
leg fell
wearing it,
off.
and he already cut the bottom of it off to show his belly button.
Yeah.
This game is kind of easy for me. Bears are 3-4, but they're better than what they play, to be honest. Where Cowboys, this is going to be the true test is did they look better with Cooper Rush in there, or is Dak going to come back and improve this team to a Super Bowl caliber team like he's supposed to be? The golden child. They just gave him a big paycheck. CD Lamb, well, his stats better go back up.
There's no injuries. That's what I'm looking at. That kind of scare me away from this one.
Yeah.
Their defense is pretty good. Um, Again, it's the quarterback question. And obviously, I saw Zeke was on the injured list for something questionable. Oh, questionable possible MCL sprain.
Oh, that's why Tony Pollard's stock went up in fantasy too. I seen that.
But honestly, I think Pollard is just as good as Zeke, if
Yeah,
not a little
I don't think
better.
it's a hit at all.
So I'm taking Cowboys on this one. I just don't like Justin Fields is the new Russell Wilson. Dude's running for his life every single play.
Yeah, I agree. I think Justin Fields could be something, but I think the Bears are going to ruin him before he gets to be anything.
Absolutely.
I'm going Dallas here. Let's see what Vegas thinks, and yeah, they completely agree too. They got Dallas by 9.5.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying 9.5. Bears are a little frisky, not gonna lie. They're always known for good defense. It almost seems like no matter who's out there, or they always seem to just get good prospects. Um, Over and under sits at 42. And I could see under hitting, to be honest. I could see Dak having kind of a misfire game coming back. I mean, he's known to have it before he even left. And then Chicago will just be Chicago. Um, this game's hard to bet, too. It's a hard week. But I would take Bears covering 9.5, to be honest. So I would bet plus 9.5 for Chicago Bears. And as long as they don't lose by 10 points, I win this. That's what that means.
That's a tough one.
That's
I
a
think
good that this is a good time bet because if it shifts to 9, it's a big swing because it's just a different way the scores could work out. And then the definitive 10 is what I like. As long as they don't lose by 10 or more.
see if now that I'm thinking about it, as soon as you mentioned this matchup, I was like Cowboys by 10.
Oh, by 10. Damn. Oh, I hope
I
not.
I, I can see it.
So I'm taking Bears 9.5, but we'll see what happens. It should be a good game to be honest.
Yeah, better than expected, I'm sure.
This game feels like a turkey bowl game, you know what I mean? Like a game they play on Thanksgiving.
It does too.
All right, next up we got Miami at Detroit. Injury reports chock full. A lot of questionables, no definitive outs unless they're out for a significant time, and we're not seeing it. Weather's looking decent in Detroit, 52. No status effects on it. Let's see what Vegas says. What the hell? Oh, there they are. Dolphins at Detroit. They got Miami at 3.5. Over and under sits at 51. I definitely see it being a high scoring game, but that's a high over. Detroit has been a top scorer, but they've been kind of faltering offensively lately, past couple weeks.
Yeah, and I'll say but because I'm just looking at it. Versus Eagles, they put up, oh, I don't even know what 35 points. Versus Commanders, they put up 36. Versus Seattle, they put up 45. All of those were at home. They didn't win or lose. Okay, they lost all of them. But no, they didn't. They went 1-2. But Dolphins come to Detroit. I think I take not the Dolphins. I think I take the Lions for the first time this year.
Say Lions look frisky, but Dolphins, they looked all right with Tua coming back against a good defense, Pittsburgh. But I think they're going to improve. Tua looked phenomenal when he was out there before he got injured. I think he's going to pick back up eventually. And Detroit's, I think, faltering a little too much for me to even want to rely on them for money.
I'll do it. I need to try to make up some ground in these pick'ems. I got to try to go off one way or the other. I got to make up some picks.
Right,
I like this one.
I'm going Dolphins 2.5. I mean 3.5. Sorry. All right, who's up next? I gotta exit out of all these, or I'm just gonna get drowned in tabs.
It looks like Arizona at Minnesota.
Yep. $40 degrees out. It's gonna be a little nipply. Minnesota, man. Minnesota every damn year. They do not look like a complete roster for whatever reason. And then now they're 3-0 at home currently, 5-1. They're looking great. Where Cardinals struggle for everything they get, it seems like. Literally everything they get or don't get, they're struggling every damn time.
But D-Hop is back now. That's huge for the
True.
Cardinals.
He had a huge game, 10 receptions, I think 109 yards, 130 yards maybe, somewhere around there.
He makes or breaks this team. That's what makes it. No D-Hop, I'm taking Minnesota all day. D-Hop, it makes me think a little more on this pick.
Makes me think a little more, but Vikings have a good enough defense to at least lock up one receiver. Kyler's going to be Kyler. It's a matter of if Kyler has to step into hero mode or not, because I don't think he plays the hero mode so well. But
I agree with that.
let's see what Vegas thinks. They have Minnesota at 3.5. Over and under sits at 49. I think the only sure thing here is that the over's hitting.
Who's the runner? Who?
Ellison? Eno.
No, I'm talking. Oh, I kicked my camera again.
Vikings is Dalvin.
Is he back? I didn't even know. I thought he was hurt for a while.
He's not on the injury report, but I'm pretty sure Alexander Madison's pretty damn good too, though.
Oh yeah, he did play last game. So Vikings are a team that I just don't really pay attention to much. Like I hear about them every now and again,
but they're always sneaky with it, right there.
Yeah. All right. I like the color purple. We'll go with
Vikings betting like a woman.
it.
I like the colorways. I'll take the Raiders or something. Speaking of Raiders, Raiders versus Saints. Um,
Easy. God, no, it ain't. Fuck.
yeah, I'd say this was
What am
not
I
easy for
saying?
me when I was going over it earlier. It's kind of rough for me, kind of a toss pick 'em for me. Olave's back. He played great last week. I think Winston is back.
I was just about to ask that.
I think, don't quote me.
It's fucking everybody's questionable though.
I know.
Michael Thomas, Landry, Kirkwood, Troutman, Marshawn Lattimore. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about
Yes, I'm not
good
seeing him on here either.
old Seamus.
Jameis Winston should be out there. He's playing. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Andy Dalton threw 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 2 pick sixes right before the half. But it was a good game. It was a close game. They had a great comeback, 17 points in the fourth quarter. Just fell short, but it depends on if Winston's out there. He's a flip of a fucking coin too.
I'll tell you my pick and I'll tell you exactly why.
Okay, go ahead, Shooter McGavin.
Josh Jacobs, 633 yards so far this year. Dude's finally turning it on like I knew we could. I heard people talking about him like they didn't even know he was in the league. Like, yeah, okay, maybe last year you didn't really pay attention, but a couple years ago, dude had some legs.
Yeah.
So I'm locking it in now. Give me Vegas over. There's just too many questions with New Orleans for me to pick.
I'm taking Raiders. They're 0-3. Oh wait, no, my bad. I'm
Yeah. They're 0-3 in week 8.
yeah, I'm taking the Saints. The Raiders are 0-3 in away games this year. They don't travel well at all.
Well, they don't play well, so
I mean, yeah, I say neither team plays well.
I mean, they're
Vegas
2-5.
has Saints. I mean, Vegas has Vegas. That's weird to say.
Yeah.
I'm sure they do, son of a bitches.
Yeah.
It's their puppet team.
Yeah.
They have them at 1.5, over and under at 49.5. I would bet the +1 for the Saints and the under at 49.5. But if I had to bet just one, I'd bet the under at 49.5.
Oh, but it does say illness kept Devontae Adams, Jonathan Abram, Tayshaun Bowser, Farrell out of practice on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
So I'll definitely look at that one again before.
Yep. Don't matter to me. That's why I'm going Saints. That's why I'm going under at 49.5 for my pick'ems. I'm going Saints. Next up, we got Patriots at the Jets.
I'm locking it in. I already know.
Jets are so fucking actually fun to watch this year. Breece Hall just had a significant injury. He's due to miss.
Had to kick him out of my fantasy team.
Didn't Jets just trade for James Robinson?
Yes, who I also picked up in fantasy.
Yep. So it's a little foreshadowing on who he's locking up. Mac Jones looks garbage. Bailey Zappi steps in. He looks good for the first couple drives, and he turns into garbage.
Yep, that's exactly why.
Madre Stevenson is the only bright spot on this team. I'm going Jets. You got to go Jets.
Just too many quarterback questions for New England. Have you watched a post-game interview with Bill Belichick?
Not unless it's a highlight when he talks back or is a smartass. I like.
Yeah, just watch it because dude could not be bothered to even be here. He looks at these reporters like, what are you guys even here for?
Well, he's been doing it for how long?
Like, who cares? That's part of your job. Like, take the interview for 5 minutes and just answer the questions. Like I get that you just lost.
Hey,
So yeah,
he does more than Marshawn. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
well, that's true. But honestly, he doesn't do much more than that.
Popovich is almost the same way. Popovich is a little more insightful of how they play and everything.
The only thing I liked about his interview was one of the reporters asked him a question. And he's like, "Well, I'll give you an answer, but you're just going to write whatever you want."
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It's not wrong though. He's not wrong.
It's not. That's why I hate the reporting side of things.
All right. Vegas has Patriots at 2.5, which is crazy to me. Maybe they know something we don't. I'm taking Jets at 2.5. I'm staying away from the over and under just because you don't know how the Jets are going to score wise. Same with Patriots. It just depends on the Patriots. It's Bill and the flow of the game. Jets, it kind of just depends on when that spark hits them. Next up, we got Tennessee Titans.
Did you
No,
skip one? I was going to say
no,
we've
we
been
got Steelers at the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm sure Corey is just
we
cringing over this
yeah.
game.
I was going to say I'm glad you skipped that one.
Right? Yeah, we could skip it. I mean, honestly, I think the whole world knows what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I mean Philly's they're still undefeated, aren't they? Yeah,
Yeah,
6-0.
6-0.
They're
Yeah.
gonna be 7-0.
This is your usual upset game, though. You bet a little bit of money on a Steelers to win, and if they do, it's a big outcome.
Yeah, no, I agree. With Watt in there, maybe, but I don't know. I think this offense has a lot more learning to do, and I don't know. Canada needs to figure it out. I'm not going to say he needs to be fired because what the hell do I know?
You said Canada
But
for a second. I thought you meant the whole country of
the
Canada.
whole city needs to just figure it out. Or the whole
Canada needs to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah. No, Matt Canada, these little 10-yard passes and not taking shots downfield, and we can't get the run game going. I mean, there's just a lot going on with
Yeah, and
Pittsburgh.
I'm sold. Claypool's not the guy, but Pickens is. Pickens is a dog. He needs to be targeted like AB used to be targeted.
Oh, absolutely.
If
I
Big Ben
completely
was there,
agree.
Pickens would have 15 targets a game minimum.
I just think with this defense, with this Philly defense, whoever's starting, which I'm assuming it's Pickett,
Yeah. Oh
he's
yeah.
going to be
Pickens
picked
is.
off 3 times in the first half. So it's not going to be pretty.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it is the Eagles defense. They are spunky. But that they need to figure the fuck out. I hate saying that, but that connection is one of the best connections you'll ever hear. A Pickett to Pickens,
Oh, dude, I
a
can't
Pickett to
stand
Pickens
it.
touchdowns.
I do not like it.
Oh, dude, that's
I think it's
I wish
just
both
like the
of them
radio.
players were on
It's
my team.
overplayed. Everybody and their mom is saying it. It's I don't know.
Oh, okay. So you're taking Steelers?
Yeah, I'll lock it in.
No, Vegas has Philly at 10.5. I don't think I can bet a 10.5. I already said
I
one time
would.
this year that Steelers aren't going to lose by 10. They lost by 10. I don't think it happens twice. Mike Tomlin looked pissed off. And no, he didn't even look pissed off. I'm sorry. He looked depressed on the sideline last week. I don't think it happens again. He loses by double digits. So I
No.
got to stick with the over. No, because that's hard to pick too. Steelers are hard to they have trouble scoring the damn ball.
And on the other side of the ball, you have Miles Sanders and Boston Scott. And Steelers are giving up a ton of yards no matter how you're throwing it, running it. Without TJ Watt in there, it's huge. And they're going to lose by 17 points, 14, 17 points.
Fuck, you convinced me. Eagles by 10.5. Damn, I hate betting on double digit spreads. You did it. All right. We got Titans at the Texans. Titans at the Texans. Tannehill got a little roughed up. If he steps in, is it going to be the young gun, Malik Wills? I don't think so. I think they're going to stick with Tannehill. They've done pretty good with them, and it's kind of like they're Kirk Cousins of the team. Henry's still a dog, whereas Texans are just the Texans, and Texans will do what Texans do, and they just lose.
I don't think this is going to be too crazy of a loss, though.
They usually play pretty hard against each other, weirdly.
Yeah.
But Vegas has Titans by 2. Over and under sits at 40.5. I'm taking the over of 40.5. I think each team will score. I could see like Texans having 17 and Titans having 24.
21-28 Tennessee.
There we go. I like that because I still win that bet. All right. Next up, we got the Commanders at the Colts. Trust me, when I Googled a graphic for this, all I got was handguns. Handguns. I don't know if that's a sign that it's going to be a shootout or what. I have no clue. But what I do know is it's just going to be a bad game to watch, so don't watch it.
No, it won't.
You don't think it's going to be a bad game to watch?
Not with Taylor Heineke.
Oh, I forgot Heineke's in. They love him. They love them a good Heineke.
That changes the whole graphic of this matchup. Taylor Heineke, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns last week, and he loves targeting McLaurin, bringing him back out. 5 receptions.
Let's hope so. We
Yards
need
and a
Scary
touchdown.
Terry to keep tearing it up.
Yep, I'm locking that pick in already.
Damn.
And I mean, you got the new kid under center in Indy. I don't even know his name. Ellinger.
Oh, I forgot they benched Matt Ryan for Sam Ellinger. Yeah. So it's a good thing you mentioned that. I completely forgot about that. That sways my pick.
Giving away the secrets.
Yeah, you better win me money. If not, you owe me. Vegas has the Colts at 3.
No, not a shot.
Not a shot. So you would take Washington to cover the 3-point spread for sure.
Yes.
Over and under sitting at 49.5.
Ooh, that's pretty high though.
Yeah, I'm staying away from any of that. You think it's going to be a fun game to watch, but the over of 39.5 isn't going to hit?
Well, it'll be fun because the Commanders suck so bad, but you finally put in the right piece to make it not that bad.
Okay, yeah, I'm taking Commanders to cover +3. So
wasn't Heineke like the hero last year, or was it last year? Or
it
the
looked
year
like he
before?
was going to be the guy, and then they brought in Wentz.
That's
Not
what
the
I'm saying.
guy. I'm not going to say he was the guy because he did good. He provided a spark, but it wasn't that, oh, he's our guy until he retires. He was their guy until somebody comes up in the draft or better in free agency. For whatever reason, they thought Carson Wentz was the better guy to go get is beyond me.
Yeah, he's the Jimmy G of the Commanders.
He could be, yes. Yeah, I already said it. I'm taking Commanders +3. Next up, we got 49ers at the Rams. Rams do not look the same this year.
No.
Their offensive line is just ravaged. It's a merry-go-round in there. People switching in and out. They've had that's all they talk about every Rams game. This is their 15th different lineup, or obviously not 15th, but throw out some random number. Different combination of lineup for offensive line that they've had. I've heard it every game, I swear. Where San Fran, do they have it back now that Jimmy G's back under center?
Yeah.
You think so? Kittle Kittle, I think he's coming back up. I hope so. I picked him back up in fantasy.
CMC looks good.
Yeah, dude, I picked up Jeff Wilson Jr. thinking that, CMC is going to have 1 week where they're just going to sit him down and let him learn the playbook and stuff. Maybe have him do like third back work or second back work. No,
No,
he
they
came
said,
right
welcome to
in,
the team, run the ball.
right in. Welcome to the ball. Now here's the ball. Go.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we
gee.
don't care what you do or how you do it, just go.
Yeah, that I'm taking San Fran.
Yeah, and whatever the under is, take it.
Ooh, Vegas likes San Fran by 1. Over sits at 43.
Yeah, absolutely. Rams aren't going to go crazy touchdown wise. Take the under.
Ooh, those are both good bets. Do you take San Fran by 1 or do you take the under at 43? I personally like to limit myself to one of those per game, or you just start going crazy.
San Fran has to win by 1.
What by 1 or more? So yeah,
Oh,
if they win the game, you win that bet.
I mean,
Pretty much a pick 'em.
take both of them. It's going to happen.
I'm taking San Fran by 1.
Yeah, I was going to say you're more likely
Yeah, I mean,
to at least win by
other
1.
contributing factors for the under. So I feel like I'm not a mathematician or a stats guy, but next up we have Giants at Seahawks.
This will be a good game.
Giants are a shocking team this year. I will be completely
So
honest.
is Seattle, though.
Seattle is too. Geno Smith is a shocking story. I mean, Daniel Jones is a shocking story, even though he's been out there. Kenneth Walker the third is a fucking dog, and they finally realized it.
Ooh, Jamal Adams on IR, though.
Geno and Tyler Lockett's hookup is finally getting there to where it's like after they hook up with each other after a good play, Lockett's a wizard. You never see him until after he has the ball. And they don't even look at each other. They just get that look on their face like, yep, let's go. Let's get another one. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think Seattle gets the job done with DK coming out late in the third quarter because he's been injured
He's
and beat
been
up.
in and out every game, it seems like.
He's been carted off so
Dude,
many
they're getting
times.
too damn liberal with these carts, man.
Yeah.
I told you that day before. I think they just like riding them around.
I completely agree. In Seattle, they ain't got nothing else to do.
I mean, how easy is it to clip up and say, "Oh, someone carted off"? You're gonna click on someone carted off before you click on someone limped off.
Yeah.
It's players need to take a poop nowadays, and they're getting carted.
Yeah.
Who was it last? It was a couple weeks ago. They carted him to the bathroom. It was like admitted he had to poop, and they asked him why they used a cart, and he said, "I wasn't gonna make that walk."
Dude, I think it was DK.
It was DK,
Yeah.
the pooper himself.
Yeah.
The
Caught
pooper himself.
red-handed.
That's hilarious. We're talking about him like we didn't just say his name.
What's the over/under on that one?
Let me look at it. Seattle, they have Seattle at 3. So over and under sits at 44.5.
Oh, that's getting kind of high.
I know. I want to bet the over because Seattle just likes a score. Seems like Giants are a scoring team. Neither team has a defense really.
I think that'd be a good over bet, though.
Yep, I'm taking the over at 44.5. I'm taking Seattle for my pick'ems though. Seattle for my pick'ems over at 44.5. Last on Sunday. Late game. Green Bay at Buffalo. On paper, this looks like a great game. Aaron Rodgers already admitted he's mad. He goes on an interview every week now, so
just tossing all of his teammates, coaches under the bus.
Remember when Big Ben used to get so much shit for that?
Yeah.
It's the one thing I'll stick up for Big Ben. Not that I didn't like it. I didn't like the idea that Big Ben did it. But now it seems like a bunch of players do weekly interviews now. Big Ben, Jerry Jones, he does a weekly interview on a radio show. That's how old that guy is. Is he doing it on radio? Um,
Just
but
one of the biggest forms of broadcasting out
back
there.
then I was
Yeah.
like, that's stupid. Why would you're potentially spoiling something, giving something away by answers you may slip up, Freudian slips, anything like that, that could get you suspended a week or something. Like AB got in trouble because he recorded a celebration in the locker room. What if you accidentally slip up and be like, oh yeah, well, nah, we were running 2 tight end sets all day in practice on accident. You tell the people to cut it, they don't cut it, boom, you could be suspended. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I thought it was dumb, but now I kind of like it. I mean, I think more of them should. I think they should do a matchup interview. Get Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen on the same interview talking to each other. Maybe get a little like UFC does a press conferences where they're sitting in the same room talking, like that type of shit. That'd be fun. These two already have interactions on the golf course, so why the hell not?
I don't know. This game's not going to be as. If you're a Buffalo fan, it'll be an awesome game. It's not going to be fun to watch. Buffalo is too good of a team. Like you said, Aaron Rodgers is kind of going crazy.
Aaron Rodgers losing 4 in a row though.
Colin Coward said it
Middle of
best.
the
He is
season.
the best, basically, pot stirrer in the NFL. Everything, nothing he does is his fault. He's quick to point blame. He's never the guy who says, you know, it was my fault. We need to better. We need to be better.
I've seen him own up to some throws, but I've also seen his receivers lately not really perform.
I understand you're mad, and I understand that this is almost a brand new team, and you really don't have time to get it together.
Yeah, I don't think this is Aaron Rodgers' year. I'm going with Buffalo.
Absolutely.
They have Buffalo at my 11. I did not expect that. I'm not touching
No.
this spread with a 10-foot fucking pole. Let's make it an 11-foot pole because that's how much the fucking spread is. Over and under sits at 47.5. I do see the over going all day.
Sits at what? 46?
47.5.
Oh, at first I thought you said 60 something.
Jesus, that'd be an under game all day.
Yeah, and I agree with what you said, but not because of Green Bay, because of Buffalo. They have weird games where for some reason they just like to play close and just
That's
like
true.
can't figure it out. But they're at home. This is a bad day for Green Bay.
So, are you taking the over and under, or are you taking the over or under?
Ooh.
This is a hard game to bet on in general.
I don't think I would take the over under just because of what I said. Buffalo has its games. I
So
mean,
you
they could
taking
go out and score
Packers?
40.
Are you taking Packers to cover 11?
No. They're gonna lose by at least 12, 15 points. However you get there, I don't care.
Oh, so you go Buffalo minus 11. You take Buffalo to cover that 11-point spread. That's risky. Whereas the under 47.5, what each team scores, even if it's a 25-21 game for some reason, that's 46.
So Buffalo's got to win by 11 or more.
I'll take the over at 47.5. I think it's going to be a good game. Late game. Good game. Like a lightweight primetime kind of. All right. Monday night game. Last game of the week. Bengals at Browns. Not excited for this one whatsoever. To Teller's still injured. I hope he comes back soon, if not for this game. But it seems like that dude's always injured lately. I miss a good guy like Joe Thomas to where he just didn't miss a single fucking game.
Yeah.
He was just in there dogging it forever. Nothing switched up. You could always rely on him on your left side. But he's no longer there. They don't make people like him anymore. Not nothing against Teller. Teller's a beast when he's in there, but it does seem like at least one of our offensive linemen are injured at a time. If not, if it weren't for that, we'd have one of the best offensive lines in the league. But that doesn't matter. I think Bengals rush defense is anything scary whatsoever. But we have Brissett at the helm, and that's where it's all going to come in. And then we have Nick Chubb, best running back in the game. This sounds like a lock, right? We have a journeyman backup, great offensive line, best running back in the game. You think just run the fucking ball on a Bengals defense that isn't that good anyways. They're better at the pass than they are the rush defense. It's a game. It's a lock. It's game all day. But we have Kevin Stefanski, and I have not liked anything he's done all year so far, whether it come to going forward on fourth downs or time management. Last week, I did not, after the blocked field goal, I stopped watching. I dove into the stats a little later, dove into the play-by-play, wondering what I missed. What did I miss? And for some reason, we let the clock wind down. We had all 3 timeouts going into under the 2-minute warning. That's great time management, seems like now. Ravens have the ball. We have to stop them. You think this is it, right? You use all timeouts or all of them but one, because you want at least one when you're on the offensive side to stop the clock to get a field goal, right? That's best case scenario, kick a field goal, tie it. Not best case, but what we're hoping for at this point. No, he lets the clock wind down all the way 2 times, taking off, what was it, a total of 80 seconds. And then Baltimore ends up calling a timeout, which is fine because they probably weren't expecting us not to call a fucking timeout. They let the clock go, then they called their timeout. And then we get the ball back on offense with 16 seconds left. 16 seconds, we have 2 timeouts. There's barely enough time to use those 2 timeouts. I mean, you got to think of the factors working against you and with you. The things going with you is the fact that the clock stops when you run out of bounds, when there's an incompletion. So there's 2 ways to stop the clock right there. And then you want to go with 2 timeouts. He just wasted, when we could have got the ball back with nearly 50 seconds left in 1 timeout, and then use the other elements of the game to stop the clock if need be, to get into field goal range. I know our kick just got blocked from 61, but Cade York's made a 61 to win a game before. Are you going to bank on a defense blocking a game twice in a row, 2 drives in a row? No, I'd bank on my kicker redeeming himself. But we didn't even get that shot because of Kevin Stefanski's play calling. I personally think, like I said, I didn't watch it. I just had to catch up on play calling and everything. And I know how to read play calling stats and everything before and after the play and when they time it, I know how to do all that. It was baffling. Yeah, I literally sat there for 30 minutes looking at the play-by-play thinking like, there's got to be something I'm missing. Why would he do this? Why would he do that? But it was because he was trying to conserve timeouts for our offense. Our offense has trouble moving the ball as is. It's baffling. I'm not going Bengals all the way. All that to say Bengals.
Yeah. So I just clicked Bengals as well, and I'll tell you why. Like you mentioned,
I need to hydrate myself.
Yeah. So, like you mentioned, they have arguably the best running back in the league, and he's just field decoration. That's all he is. For some reason, they don't use him. I don't know why. if
We
you
use Nick Chubb. We
and
use that.
I learned this. I learned this from the Steelers game. If you can double team Myles Garrett, it's very hard for anybody else to get to the quarterback. That's been shown. So if Cincinnati can double team Garrett, or at least even take him halfway out of the game, even I don't know what the word is. So I was going to say subdue him, but that sounds kinky.
Ooh.
Yeah. Even just eliminate him a little bit, you'll be fine. You don't have to run for your life as much.
I just
Uh, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. I mean, they're obviously one of the most talked about duos in the NFL. This defense has given up a ton, just like the Steelers defense. It just shuts down some most times. They have a good offense, good run weapons. I mean, there's just too much for me to say Cleveland.
yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm tired of betting for them. I finally wised up and took Ravens when I should have and won that one. And I realized it doesn't matter. I figured, I'm tired of betting for the Browns to win just because of pure. If I get that bet, that's one good thing. The Browns win. My week is looking great. No matter what else happens, that's looking good at least. So I figure, fuck it. I'm tired of that. Like, if it doesn't plan out, then it's just the worst week ever. I figure I'll split it, go half and half, bet against them. So that way, if they win, it's a good day because the Browns won. The only bad thing is I lost a little bit of money. If the matchup was I'm looking at the current time was reasonable. But I did that. I got everything right. I got my pick'ems right. I got my other bets correct for it. Browns lost. Knew it was happening. Called it down to the blocked field goal to where like we'll just miss it or something like, or we'll leave. I was calling we leave too much time for Tucker eventually. But I'm just done with the Browns. We can't do it. We always make it too close of a game than it should be. And then against a team already that's better than us, not going to happen.
Yeah, it'll be a tough game for our.
Jacoby Brissett's sitting back and looking like, what week is it? 8? What when does Deshaun come back? 12? Ooh. Oh, my bad. Vegas. Vegas has Cincinnati at 3.5, over and under sitting at 46.5. I'm refusing to bet on the spread of this game because Cleveland likes to keep it close within a field goal or one possession. But what you can bank on is it just Cleveland not going to be scoring high. That's for sure. So I'm just sticking with the over. I'm just sticking with the under at 46.5. If it does blow up in my face and Bengals score a lot and cover that practically themselves, that probably means Jamar Chase is going off, and that's a good day for me. So this game is going to be great for me, to be honest, because I have Nick Chubb and Jamar Chase, two of the best players for both of these teams. Best running back in the league, I got him. Jamar Chase, best running back in the league, I got him. That's what's up. 2-4 record. That's not what's up. It's his quarterback play, man. Justin Herbert's killing me, to be honest. But you're taking Bengals, you taking the spread, over and under. What's up?
I would probably just go over under. Like you said, I mean, I could see this being kind of a low scoring game. But on the other hand, I could also see the Bengals putting up 38 points.
So what are you taking? Over or under?
What is it? 40.
46.5.
Yeah, I'd probably take the under.
Yeah, same. Okay. Well, that's the whole week, fellas. um, we'll see how I only lost 4 games last week. Wasn't enough to win my pick'em poll, so maybe I got to do better. I thought that was fairly good myself, but apparently not this week. We'll see. I can't remember which games we picked wrong. I mean, opposite of each other, except for Carolina and Atlanta. So we'll have to compare, see what our throwdown bet is. We do have a punishment coming up. I still have yet to spin the wheel, so be sure to be on the lookout on Sports Beasts on his page for when we spin the wheel. It decides my punishment, and then that punishment then takes place. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. That should be fun. Hopefully, with this next throwdown, I can get to fucking punish Corey. And I know whips and chains excite him. So I'm down to punish him. But week 8 predictions, Ballers on a Budget, Sports Beast, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Look them up.